All right. What is up, guys? What is up, everyone in here? Let's see who we got so far. Got my daughter in here. Abby, what's up? How you doing? I guess because I can't hear you. Got my headphones on if you're in the other room. There you are. Sticky Bricks. Did you reach your goal, man? Let us know if you reached your goal. Melanie, oh, she's on everything, by the way. If she hasn't subscribed yet, she is probably one of the most supportive people in the reselling that I've seen, and I've seen her everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Tabitha, how you doing? How you doing? Ryan Blissett, also very very supportive. Hand pink waving. What's up, man? How's it going? Well, guys, we're gonna get started. I just had to post something real quick on Discord, and then we're gonna get going. We had a lot. We had a lot going on this weekend. I guess you did too, as well, right?
Yeah, it was a very busy weekend.
Yeah, that's how I felt. So, um, yeah. So we got a lot to talk about. What's up, Albo Army? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Well, we'll go ahead and get started, guys. As you guys know, I am a preacher, a man of faith, and what's most important to me is salvation in Jesus. So, the fact is, we've all fallen short, but Jesus Christ came to die for our sins. If you don't know him, you can know him today. If you have any questions, my email is thepickandpreacher@gmail.com. And if you need any prayer, please let me know as well. But with all that being said, that's what's most important. I'm going to put that out there first. But we do have a special guest. We have Nerd Nation with us, and I've seen you've been kind of getting the rounds and kind of blowing up a little. I don't that's how it seems. And I think you recently, was it Riff that shouted you out and said at one of the conventions and said, was that who was I think it was Riff said most underrated channel. Was that him or was that Pac-Man Case? You didn't remember that?
I have
Somebody
not
said
heard
Nerd
anything
Nation,
about
the
it.
most
That
underrated
sounds
channel.
great.
You're right there. I have to figure out which one it was, but
You're sure it was
underrated
me?
channel. So I'm positive it was you.
Okay,
So yeah.
that's cool.
You'll
So
take that, right?
I can't remember who it was that said it. I just remember it was at one of the conventions you were at. So which ones did you recently go to? You went to you were at
I
the
was
one
at
that Harry
Siege.
Tornado. Okay, I think it was at
FlipCon.
Siege. It was either
I,
FlipCon or Siege because those were Siege was how long ago?
is that August? I think. So
Okay, I
like
was
4
thinking it
months
was
ago,
July, August. Yeah,
maybe. That'd be cool if
man.
he did. I don't remember it.
I don't
I'll
remember who it was. But was he?
I'll take
Because
the
he was there,
compliment.
right? Right on, right on. Well, anyways, we'll let you go ahead and share a little bit about, um, kind of what you do because I know you're also you mostly focus on video game reselling,
Yep.
right? And I know you collect and all that as well.
Mhm.
But I know I said your name earlier, but I'm supposed to let the guest share. And of course I didn't. I don't know how I didn't introduce Steve as well. We got Steve, that flipper dude here, helping us out. So he'll be chatting with us and having some fun. But yeah, man, go ahead and share how you like got started and how long you've been doing this. And I told you we got a lot of questions to ask about the business. And you don't have
Cool.
to only talk because I know you don't just resell. I know you collect and hunt and do all that as well. So we got Voodoo Rodeo in the house. What's up? What's up? Oh,
Um,
Landon Sons. I am after Sega Saturn, so he might be asking you too. So
I am not after it. Well, I actually have Sega CD thing coming up this week,
oh,
so you have to
nice.
watch that video.
Definitely,
Um,
definitely.
but I go by Nerd Nation. Real name is Michael. I've been doing this full time for 2.5 years. Business is done pretty well. It's grown really fast. I think I get really into things, and I got really into resale, and the it's been good. It's been good to help grow the business. Um, I primarily do video games, but I'll sell anything we're selling.
Yeah.
Um, I sell on eBay and Amazon. Amazon is 80% of the business probably.
Hmm.
And on Amazon, it's 99.99% video games. So
Okay.
occasionally, if we find something brand new that I can sell on Amazon, I'll send it in to Amazon. But most of it's video games. We do video game consoles pretty heavily.
Really? Is that
Yep.
fun to deal with?
I have employees, I have contractors,
Okay,
according to the IRS. So
I think I froze.
that helps. So, um, but yeah, it's video game consoles and video games. We do a lot of video game sales, is obviously. Um, let's see. eBay is kind of a catch-all. Sometimes games can't be sold on Amazon, whether they're really rare or there's just not a listing on Amazon. So games will go to eBay. And
That way
then
you have
obviously,
both going.
huh?
That way you have both going for the stuff that's
Yep.
probably moving faster and more heavily
Yep.
on Amazon. Somebody asked, just interrupt you for a second, because somebody asked here in the chat, said, was it hard to set up Voodoo Rodeo, set up Amazon as a seller? Seems to be a pain.
There are a lot of hurdles with Amazon. Is it worth it? Yes. But I feel like getting started is really rough. It's like, why can't I sell this item or whatever? Like, you'll be approved to sell Sony, but then you can't sell PlayStation, or you can
Because the gated or whatever it is.
yeah, or you can
Okay.
sell Microsoft, but you can't sell Xbox, or vice versa.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
crazy. I found keeping up with the inventory on Amazon was tough.
I don't. I just send it in.
I guess it depends on which one, because aren't there like two ways? By the way, I wanted to Landon. I am also looking for Sega CD, but the thing I'm collecting right now is Saturn. So I'm pick up Sega CD if I can find it. I'll take it, but that's not what I'm hunting. But yeah, aren't there two different types? Like
Yep.
you got the one that just sits, and then you can also do it like almost like eBay, right?
Yeah, so you have fulfilled by Amazon
That's
and fulfilled by merchant. When it's fulfilled by Amazon, it's in their warehouse.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pros and cons to both, but 99.99% is fulfilled by Amazon, because then we don't have to store any of it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So cons, do you not get as much margins, or
they take more fees, but sometimes it's equivalent to what it would be like selling on eBay, with shipping, fees, etc. So
it's really not too much different. And Steve, you've done that? You've done Amazon, or you're not doing it anymore?
No, I stopped, man, because it was a struggle for me to keep up with it. I didn't do video games. I'm sure the video games probably move a little quicker. I was doing, a little bit of everything, but a lot of books and stuff like that. And books don't always sell real quick, so they go past the date that they can sit in there.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, I got boxes of books showing up on my front porch, that didn't sell.
That sucks.
I've had that happen with games. It does happen.
I think one of your videos where you were showing like your store and everything, and you were showing like returns, and you said now a lot of these are Amazon returns. They're not necessarily like the buyer was returned it, but it's from Amazon returning a lump. That's correct, right?
Yeah, whenever they come back, I don't typically designate like, was this an Amazon return or was this a customer purchased and returned type item?
Yeah.
But yeah, they send it back after 6 months if it doesn't sell any of that SKU. It used to be a year, but they reduced it to 6 months, just to kind of free up space, I think, in the warehouse.
That kind of sucks though too, because there are things that will sell after 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that's probably when I got caught up in it. That's when all those boxes started showing up at my house.
Dang.
Yep.
It was tough, man.
Let's see. Thank you, Melanie, for sharing all the stuff, all the good stuff. I don't know, what is this. This is Is this your website right here, or maybe it's your?
Yeah. I clicked on it because I was curious what it was, and it went to like what are those pages? The ones that just have all your links.
Oh, Linktree. Okay, yeah, she probably
Yeah.
got it from Instagram. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Landon said, "Oh, nice. You got Lunar. You see, I'm an RPG guy, so the only thing is, I'm already collecting an expensive console. I never had a Sega CD. I've always wanted one. I do have a Sega CD, but I'm getting it worked on. It's like the magnet for the disc or whatever is broken, and they don't. You can't order them unless you order a whole other new broken Sega CD, and I just didn't really want to do that right now. So I have somebody that's trying to make like a what do you call it, 3D print for it, but he said it's a little too hard. So we'll see what happens. I'm just not collecting right now. So the only thing I'm getting Sega CD wise is if I can resell it right now, and then I'll probably collect some as time goes. My wife heard that. So right on, Sticky Bricks. They're just chatting back and forth, promoting each other. Yeah, man. So, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into the resurfacer yet because that thing's huge, by the way. Well, let's just go ahead and get it. Is that okay? We go ahead and talk about. So
Yeah.
he just picked up this resurfacer. I don't remember who it is. It was it's not EO. What is it? What's the company that makes it? The big giant.
Elm.
Who is it?
Elm. ELM.
Okay, and it does what 50. You can put 50 discs in at a time, and obviously it does them one by one, but you don't have to keep changing them.
Yep.
Now, how much did you get that for? Because I think it goes for like what $25,000 or something.
Yeah. So
if you don't want to share that, man, I know I'm talking to some big money.
I'm trying to think. I think it's okay. I'm pretty sure it's okay. I got it for 5,000.
What? Are you serious?
That's a good deal.
So
wow, that's a really good deal.
So you can get it refurbished from them for I think $8,900. And I was planning on doing that at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But
wow.
Yeah, I said in the video. I was trying to think if I said in the video. I got it from Sosa Games, and they had some extras. And I've known him. I met him at FlipCon 2 years ago, and he's like, "Hey, we have some extras, and be willing to sell you one for $5,000." And I was like,
"Wow,
all right,
dude.
I'm headed over."
Because new, aren't they like $20-something thousand?
It's 22.5, I think.
So basically, you're paying 25 after taxes and everything.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
So,
wow. But I'm assuming you love it.
I absolutely love it. Because I had the Auto Smart, which is the one underneath it, and I thought I liked that one. I feel like this one does an even better job, even though they technically, I think, even use pretty much the same parts.
Yeah.
But you pull out a stack of 50 discs and they just look all brand new, and
that's crazy.
You just can't beat it.
Yeah.
So, I did have to soundproof it because it's in our basement.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And our bed is literally right above it, and so I had to soundproof it a little bit because I'm going to run it at night. So
yeah,
it's like if we have games, run them. So
yeah, why not, man?
How long does it take to resurface 50 of them?
I think it's like 4 hours.
Wow. Yeah, but you can just walk away.
Yeah. I think it depends on the level because they have different levels of scratch. So I think it's probably 4 for like level 1 and maybe 6 for level 2. So, and it does do Blu-rays. I had not really messed with Blu-rays with the Auto Smart, but it's already got everything pre-built in, so I don't have to I don't have to change anything on it.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
and
cool.
it does Blu-rays well. I was a little nervous to do Blu-rays, but it's.
Albo Army asked, "Does it work well on PS1 games?"
It works well on every game.
Yeah.
Wow.
It doesn't do cartridge. That's the only thing it won't do for you.
Yeah.
So,
too bad.
that makes my resurfacer look silly.
Yeah.
Do you have a JFJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had one.
For me,
for a
that works
year.
great.
Yeah,
It
that's better
works.
because I have to go somewhere to. See, I have to, and so I'm like, man, I really need to put the money into it because it's just that cost goes so high, and then I
Yeah.
get even when I buy bulk and I get all the cheap, crappy games, it's
Mhm.
like I either have to chunk it because it's a loss of money if I have to
Yep.
resurface it, or
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
If
I just hate
you, I do have a tip on that,
it. Okay,
especially since Steve has a JFJ. You
yeah,
can trade a JFJ in to Elm. They will give you credit for it, and I think they give you more than it costs.
Wow.
yeah, because some Jordan from Collectors Look told me that. Do you know him?
I feel like I know the name.
Well, he told me that they said just send us a picture of you smashing your, your JFJ, and so I guess they're saying basically saying no, just stick with us.
Yeah,
Albo also brought this up. I know we were going to get into YouTube, but since it's here, I don't want to miss the question. Um, said, or it's not a question, but I saw that video too. I thought that was pretty cool. You gave out some games
yep,
during the trick or treating. So
yep.
how was that? How was that received? Well, I mean, on the video, it looked like it was pretty received, but what did you get like response afterwards?
No, I thought I thought that video would blow up, and it didn't. It's
It
fine.
didn't.
You never know with YouTube.
Ah, look, I can relate.
I thought that video was going to do really well.
That's a good idea.
I got done with the video, like recording it, and I was kind of disappointed. I was like, "There's no way this video is going to turn out well," and
Yeah,
I actually liked the way it got done. I thought it was edited well, everything, and I was happy with it. And so then I was like, okay, so maybe this will do well. And then it kind of was just average. So
yeah. Well, I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. So I
I
thought
thought it was
I was like,
fun.
man, I
Yeah,
wonder what. I was thinking. Here's also a game. I
yeah,
thought that was
yep.
pretty cool. Sticky Bricks, he's asking me a question. He said, "Which Sega Saturn game is your favorite?" So somebody, Rushmore Show asked me my like 4 favorite. That's a hard thing, but uh, that's a hard one for me. But I would probably have to say, just because of it's something I'm actually going through right now. Any of the Shining games, but Shining the Holy Ark. Of course, I just got Dragon Force, so I'm probably gonna have that one up there. So I don't know. And then I guess you can have you gotten Mario Wonder? What about you, Steve? Have you gotten Mario Wonder too? Have
No.
either one of you?
No.
I have it. Have not
Oh,
touched it.
well, we got it, and I love it. So I think it's great. My wife actually plays it with us, so it's pretty cool.
I've
Are
been
you hearing my
playing
squeaky chair? Can you hear that through the mic?
a little bit, but it's not. It's
Oh
pretty
man.
minor.
Okay, cool.
I've been playing Sea of Stars. So
What is it?
Sea of Stars.
I don't think I know that. Sea of
If
Stars.
you're a RPG guy, you should look it up. You're gonna fall in love.
Is it on the Switch?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Okay,
It's
cool.
digital only right now. I'm very
Oh,
against
okay,
buying digital games,
sure.
but the physical release is supposed to come out, I think, next month. But you had to back it on Kickstarter. I just you look it up.
I like RPGs, so
It's
Yeah, me too.
Sea of Stars. I'll have to check that out. Let's see. Make
Yeah.
sure I didn't miss anything. Shining Force is my favorite. Yeah, I did. I started it, and I didn't even get out of the castle because every time I tried it, I was too tired, man. It's rare I get to play games. I'm sure you can probably, both of you can relate to that. You have all these games, but it's like, well, I do. I always said Sea of Stars does look cool. Yeah. So, yeah. Tell me a little bit. Okay. So how long again did you say you've been doing like full time, like doing reselling again? Because you have employees and stuff, or you have
contractors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Full time since June of 21. So
Okay.
2.5 years. About.
Okay.
So
Awesome. And how much inventory would you say? Like, how many items of inventory do you have currently, like listed, like online?
So on eBay we have 5,500 items.
Woohoo!
There's a lot of. I used to be pretty heavy on cards. And
Yeah.
so if you took out cards, I'd probably take out 3,000 items.
That's still a lot, man.
So we got about 2,500 probably on eBay. And Amazon, I looked the other day. There's 2,800 items in the warehouse, and I think 800 on the way.
Wow. Wow.
So
So
Wow.
with that, what do you do mostly? Hey, Snowberry Vintage, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. What do you do mostly for sourcing and stuff like that? I
yeah,
want to get
so
that one, Landon. I was looking at that. I just haven't picked it up yet. It was a very good one. But
so I do just about everything everyone else does when
okay,
they source video games. Um, the things that I have found to be the most successful for me is um, becoming friends with a lot of the video game collectors, which
yes,
I know you've done some of that. That's been really good. The guys that are willing to run around town all day chasing video game lots because they want to add one game from
yeah.
that lot into their collection, and then they sell me the rest.
Oh,
Um,
that's actually I haven't done that. That's smart. That's
mhm.
actually really smart.
Yeah, and then they make money. They basically get the game for free, unless that was like the most expensive game or whatever. That's been really good.
Oh, they get
Going
it
to
for free. See, that's cool. See, and that's really good too because collectors, that also builds like a rapport because they're like,
Mhm.
man, this reseller's pretty cool. He's like, they're getting it for free and they're just
Yeah,
helping you out. So that's actually
even
really smart.
some of them use it to just make rent. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
so going to cons has been really good. They kind of ebb and flow of when there are cons. So when there's
yeah,
not, I can't rely on it. But
yeah.
you
Do
know,
you
I
make friends with people there? Like, do you like make connections there for that? Okay, yeah, yeah, that's awesome. I've
I
bought from people I've met at cons as well. So
yeah, I'm
that's
a people person. I love meeting new
yeah,
people. I love getting so like, and it also now benefits me to become friends
yeah,
with them. It's like, hey, like we're buddies, and and now he gives me a deal because we're buddies,
yeah,
or whatever, or I'll go to them and buy more stuff from them because I can trust them that they truly tested this stuff,
yeah.
whatever.
That's
So
awesome.
that's
Yeah,
been
that's cool.
good. And then I said I do a lot of consoles, so that's
Do
another
you
way to
do you
get games.
enjoy doing consoles? Because I'll be honest, I do them because you have to.
No, I
Okay,
don't do them. That's why you pay for a contractor to do it. So
okay, there you go. Well,
um
I can't. I'm not there yet, but
yeah,
it's
it's
just yeah.
fine. Honestly, I don't think it's that hard to get there. Just find someone that you're
You
a
talking about like to refurbish them and stuff?
no, just test
No.
them.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
So
See,
when I
I'm
first
kidding.
started, I had one of my friends. I was like, "Hey, I'll give you a tote, and I'll pay you." I think I said I told him I'd pay him $5 to test each console,
Yeah.
and then $1 per controller.
Yeah.
And I mean, $6 to test a console.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not
So,
bad. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's interesting. I had to think on that because I do have a guy that like fixes stuff for me,
mhm,
and like if it's messed up, some things I just sell for parts if I depending on what I got it at. But I would rather because if I'm not doing anything, it also helps out a local business,
mhm.
and he's also a fellow collector, so
Yeah.
and he resells as well. And I've had videos with him, and he does a really good job. Um, but yeah, that's pretty cool. So is that how you probably got the majority of it? Because that's a lot of games. Because games usually sell pretty fast, so it's hard for me to like. It's almost like the amount I list, especially during the busy season, is what's going. So it's
Mhm,
hard for me to build because I'm like right below 600 games,
mhm.
and so I'm not anywhere near you. But it seems like every week the store might be growing like 5 items,
Yeah.
So how did you? Is it because you just got so much bulk from people?
Um, I don't say no to anyone that wants to sell to me.
Yeah,
That's
no,
like
I
been
feel
one of
you.
the biggest things.
Yeah,
I've made last December and beginning of January of this year, I made a kind of two really big buys. I
yeah.
bought it's like 1,000 games from GameStop,
Whew.
and then it was like I don't remember what the list. I have a video on it, but I bought a bunch from one of the Goodwill websites.
Yeah,
It was like 200 consoles and
it was an
1,000
auction
games from. No, it's their Goodwill. Goodwill Finds, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
Goodwill Finds.
because I've done the Goodwill auctions, but
Yep. Um, so I
and I
did
guess
both
like
those.
big lots like that, you can probably because I know some of the auctions you might get stuff at like if I mean honestly on a good auction, like
Mhm.
which is for this in my opinion is pretty good for an auction. Like you might get it at like 65% of what it is, which is good. That's there's margins there.
Mhm.
But like I would assume something that large, you probably get pretty good margins, don't you?
So it was actually the Goodwill Finds purchase was like 200 different lots off of their website.
Wow.
So I just went through and just because they had a sale, and I just bought, and
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
that's so their Goodwill Finds is all buy it now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can. So I like today. I bought some PS4s, some accessories, things like that off of their website.
Oh, yeah. And you actually got pretty good margins doing that? Or
Because
is
of
it just
Amazon.
you're moving stuff?
Because of Amazon numbers are a lot
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
So, for example, what do you sell the Wii for on eBay if you were to sell a Wii?
Oh man, I haven't even I haven't even been doing that lately because it's I used to be able to sell it for like $100, but I can't even get that now. I think it's like I think I'm only getting like $60 or something
I
for it.
was going to say 60. Yeah.
50 to
Maybe
60, I
maybe
think, is pretty normal
yeah.
for
Yeah.
eBay.
It
Yeah.
may be 70 depending.
Lowest I'll sell a Wii for on Amazon is 120. Yeah.
Goodness. Okay. Yeah. See, like at conventions and local, like that's how it is. Like all the local guys, almost everybody sells at conventions for Amazon prices.
Yep.
And locally, that's why I sell it locally. So
Mm-hmm.
locally, I can get like I used to go pick them up, and then I would always pick. I remember picking up four in like a matter of 2 days, and I flipped them all in a matter of 2 or 3 days, and I would pick them up for like $50 with like 15 games, and then
Mm-hmm.
I would take all the good stuff, set it out, and then I would take all the fillers and just put it in, and
Yep.
I would sell those pretty. I would do like 75 to $100 with all those games, which is not as much as you're selling them for, but still, I can now I can't even. I get messages all the time, but I don't ever get any kind of sell for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying I need to go to Amazon? What's up, Beard King Picker? How's it going?
So the Goodwill Finds, man, that is so weird. I wish I understood their process, because where does all that stuff come from? They have their boutiques now. They have the bins. I mean, what in the world?
It was
Yeah.
good sticky bricks. It was a lot of fun, and got to spend time with the family. So it was a lot of good. Yeah.
So I think the Goodwill Finds. I think it's just a lot like none of the Goodwills here in Kansas City have any video games. There's
Yeah.
one on the same street that I live on, and probably shouldn't have said that, but that's okay.
don't tell everybody all the secrets. Yeah.
But I've never seen a single video game in there. I don't even go there. It's a
Ours
really
barely
bad
has
Goodwill.
anything.
Ours keeps them in the counter and is very few.
Yeah.
But they just when they get them, they just ship them to their headquarters or whatever, and then that's how they end up online.
Yeah.
So
Well, we've always thought that the bins was like the end of the line, right? That's where
Mhm.
everything goes that doesn't actually sell. But
Not for
somebody was
games.
talking the other day, like that's not actually true. They have so much stuff that they
yeah.
can't, they can't deal with all of it. So some of it just goes straight to the bins.
Yep.
That's right.
Which is crazy. But I mean, I've heard about the boutique ones, but I didn't know about that. The fines, I didn't know about that.
Now, yeah, it's only been around for about a year. So, and And the tip I would give you is if you're gonna buy a lot, because their
Yeah.
shipping calculator is bad.
Yeah.
Mm.
When you buy
Oh,
one
okay.
item, they're gonna charge you $20
Oh, I
shipping.
know that. I know that.
But when you buy 20 items, they're gonna charge you $60 shipping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So buy a lot so you get better deal.
yes,
So how I might have to hit you up later because I've had a few people tell me I need to get on Amazon. I just don't know if I have enough volume for them to even take me.
they'll take
So
anyone. Just start with
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
yeah,
Start
so,
with books.
Yeah.
yeah. See, I just don't like messing with books.
That's fine. Or I don't know what else would be another good thing to start with. I just jumped straight in.
Yeah,
So maybe you can
I'm the
try and
kind of
get
person that
ungated.
likes to just jump straight in. Because
Yeah.
like even if I don't have money, I spend every bit I have and then go. I like dive right into it. So
Yeah.
maybe I need to. I just have my thing was I didn't understand how it all worked and I didn't think I could get into it. I thought I had to be like have a certain amount of volume.
They don't
I was
care.
I was making money. I was
Yeah.
making at least a little bit. I wasn't doing real good, but I think we were probably making a few $100s a month. I mean,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
I'm part time, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. So
anything we found that was new is really that's where it ended up. You
yeah.
know, we just send it to Amazon.
So what he just said is another really good tip is so we'll have a small little Amazon talk. So you go on Amazon and you buy an item, okay? So
Yeah.
you go to a listing and you just click buy now and that's what's shipped to your house.
Yeah.
So with new items, everyone is eligible for that buy now button.
Yeah. Oh,
Whereas used items, it takes a little bit longer for Amazon to say, this seems like a legitimate seller. We'll give them buy box eligibility. But
oh, okay, okay. So sell new first. So anything new you find.
that could be a really good way to kind of build up your account if you don't want to do books.
So okay. So what is everything video game related? Gated.
It's not, but I cannot tell you what's not. I have
Okay.
no idea. It's
Doesn't that change too?
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can just get lucky and click ask for approval and they'll just give it to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't ungated in a lot of stuff, but we did figure out how to do it right before we stopped.
mhm.
I mean, all you literally have to do is get with a distributor and buy a bunch of that stuff and have it invoice
Yep.
to and they'll ungate you. I mean, it's not that complicated, but
Trevor Bros Nerd Nation is the best. Did you see that? Snowberry Vintage says 30% sale and clearance items for the next 25 hours. So there you go. You got to go buy.
wow.
He's like, all right, I'm looking it up now.
Yeah, well that's why I bought from them today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been, that's for the point of volume. I need to do that. Of course, I've been trying to buy a lot more collections, like you said. I've been,
Mhm.
you know, talking to people, and I bought a whole lot. I know this week, so we'll see how that goes. But there was something we were talking about. I don't even remember what it was, and I was going to ask you, but oh well, I'm sure I'll eventually figure it out. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So get on Amazon is what you're saying. That's something I need to do. Now, I got a question. Because you collect a little, right? I don't know if you
Mhm.
collect a lot or a little or kind of mid.
I wish I didn't collect.
Okay, okay. Were you collecting before you're reselling, or were you reselling and it kind of brought you into collecting?
I was collecting, but I was not collecting video games.
Oh, okay.
I was collecting
Cards.
cards.
Yeah.
So I love Pokemon cards. I still do. I have pulled back my buying because
Bye, Sticky Bricks. Thanks for coming in.
when I buy cards, I'm just buying cards. I'm not doing anything with them. They're just sitting.
Yeah.
And So right
Yeah.
now I'm trying not to buy cards, and we'll see what happens going forward with
You're
cards.
investing, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Hoarding.
yeah. Hoarding, yeah. You should look at
There's
the
a
corner.
it,
If you watch the basement tour, you look in the
yeah,
corner where the cards are. It looks like hoarding.
yeah.
So
You kind of remember. There's a guy actually when I first got on YouTube, and I still talk to him. We actually are going to do some stuff this month. I'm actually buying some games from him. I bought from him before, but his channel's called This Nerd, and I mean, you look totally different, but there's something of there's you kind of remind me of him,
okay,
and he used to sell Pokemon cards, and he has a lot of them, and I think he used to have a store back in the day, and then he got out of it, and yeah, just talking to you, some of the things you said just kind of reminds me of him. But I heard that like cards kind of because I used to like go to eBay. I would go to eBay and go to auctions, and I would
mm-hmm,
buy slabs, and
mm-hmm.
then I would just put them right back on eBay, and then I would sell them. And so I mean, it wasn't huge, but I would make like it was just real easy. I would get them in, take pictures, put them right back up,
Yep.
and I did that. But I was told that cards are a lot aren't like Pokemon cards and stuff isn't as good as it was a little while back. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely. 20 late 2020 and 2021, big hype, ton of interest in it. People were fighting in stores to get cards.
Yeah, I know
So
that. Yeah,
I do think it was blown out of proportion, but it did happen, and so it was really big. And it's just so then Pokemon, their answer was to overprint, and then everyone can get it.
yeah,
And so because the problem is that they were underprinting, and so resellers they were
yeah,
buying them and then putting them immediately on eBay, and so
yeah.
then not everyone could get them, and then they were fighting and everything like that. So
Okay, I'm gonna grab something. I want you to look at this. So give me 1 second.
okay, cool.
I was going to ask you what kind of cards you were talking about.
Pokemon's the main thing.
I used to do sports cards, and
Yep.
then I got out of it, and just recently I've considered, jumping back in a little bit because it stays in your blood, right? I mean, it
Yep.
doesn't go away. But
Yep.
now it's way more complicated than back when I was doing it. So
Mm-hmm. There's a lot to learn with sports cards in general.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, there's
so
it's a
many subsets these days, man, and everything.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Did
with
you see Landon's question? He said Goodwill finds is crazy high price. How is it worth it?
you gotta hunt, you gotta look through the. It's
Yeah,
just like a garage sale. You gotta look through
yeah,
their stuff. You gotta like you look for the PS4s that have like a $50 game, but they price it at the same prices that all
yeah,
the other PS4
yeah.
games. Or like one of the things I started to really teach myself this past year was accessories. There's PS4
Mhm.
controllers that are worth 80, 90, $100.
Yeah.
You
Some of the
find
Xbox
those,
One controllers as well.
yeah. Or
Oh,
it's just like knowing games as well.
yeah.
I bought one of the PS4s I bought today had Skylanders Trap Team for PS4, and it's like a $60 game.
Yeah, I knew there was a Skylanders that was pretty valuable. I just didn't know which one it was.
Yep.
That's
So
yeah, and then sometimes you just don't know, and then you find out there's something.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I've sold thousands of games on Amazon now, and I'm still learning new games that have value.
So I got a lot of flack for this. I got these. Do you know what this is? I'm sure you do.
Mm-hmm. You buy it from Chase?
No, I got a giant box of these.
Okay.
And so
Chase, do you know Chase has the right price?
I don't know him personally, but yeah, I know who.
He just sold a whole bunch of those, so that's why I was wondering if that's where you got it. So.
No. So basically, someone we know had gotten them, and they tried contacting because it wasn't supposed to go to them. They tried sending them back, and like they couldn't get them sent back, and there was nothing that like they really tried to
Mhm.
return it because they were like, this isn't supposed to be here. So, anyways, they gave it to me, and it was
Mhm.
like it was a big box full of them, and I put them up on Facebook, and man, I got so much flack. I was like, man, these were given to me. I didn't steal them. People are like, you should call up the company and send them back. And I'm like, those weren't meant to be given out, or unless if you were in the tournament. And I was like, oh, whatever. And then people were like, you're so stupid. Not to me. They were telling other people they were just being babies. But I ended up selling like a lot of these to like people bought like stacks of them. I mean, one guy
They're like, aren't
paid
they?
like 2,000 just for one stack of them.
Wow.
That was Series 2.
Yeah, it's the prize pack series 2.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think one pack's like $15 free shipping or something, which is still pretty cool. But the thing is, I had so many, so people wanted them because it was for a tournament, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I had a whole case of them, and yeah, and so I sold like to like 2 different people. I just sold, I think like 150 a piece, or maybe it's more of them. I don't remember. It's like 2,000. It was like, I think one person paid like 1,500, one person paid like 2,000, and it was at the perfect time because I really needed money at that time, so it was perfect. But
I would have sold them or kept them myself. So
yeah, well, I kept a few, just because, and I just thought that's pretty cool. But let's talk. Can we? You good to talk about the convention? Because I know we both went to different conventions.
Mhm.
I think yours was a little bit bigger. Mine was probably more of like. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's a popular one, but it wasn't as large. I guess it was a little more intimate. It was more of like almost like a swap.
Yeah.
What's up, reseller man? Thanks. Oh, Mama with the camera. I didn't even see you guys. I was
Will.
at the chat. So everybody here, right on. So well, thanks for coming in, Snowberry. Said I just hopped over to check it out because you mentioned it. I have never shopped at Goodwill online. Yeah, you can get some good stuff. Reseller Madness. If you guys get a chance to check out his scammer, what's it called? Scammer Say What? Man, he's got so funny like scammers online. But anyways, the convention was a little more intimate. And I went there as a vacation, but it was really cool, man. I picked up some. Of course, I got stuff for my collection. I got Saturn because I'm doing the Saturn hunt. And there was a lot of real cool people there. Riff and Ricky were there, and then Caleb was there, and let's see, Scott Squatch. I don't know if you know him, but Sega Steve. I mean, there was a whole bunch of people, and then Bam Margera was there.
Yeah.
So, but of course, he was, he's like in and out. He would come in, and then
he's a big fan of Riff and Pixel Game Squad.
Oh, really?
So that's my guess of. So Riff. So his manager was at Siege, and was talking to Riff because I guess Riff has also been collecting skateboards.
Yeah.
And they were going to give him, I think, there was some kind of connection. And so my guess is that's probably why he was there, is because Riff was there. There's probably some kind of connection there. But
oh wow, that's pretty cool.
I guess that's technically speculation, but I would
sure.
assume after hearing that he was a big fan of Pixel Game Squad that I could see him going there.
I see. I didn't know that. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I got to meet people. Retro. I don't know if I don't think he's on here, but Retro Kart Collector flew down from Canada to go to it.
Wow.
And so he gave me. In fact, let me go get him really quick. I'm gonna go grab him. Give me 1 second. So
I don't know what he said.
Didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, so the one he was talking about, that's one that I've wanted to go to. I didn't realize that was actually this weekend, and I already had other plans anyway. So
yeah.
But it looks like a cool one to go to.
Games, as you know, are expensive, but he just gave these. So this is Sonic 3D Blast, and it's like a $70 game. Yep. And then Lost World Jurassic Park is like a $30-$40 game.
Is that lenticular?
Huh?
Does that have a lenticular cover on it?
No. You talking about Lost World? Let me see. I don't think so.
So I think on PlayStation it has a lenticular cover on it, so
No, this one doesn't.
it's a cool one to come across.
Yeah. No, this one doesn't. So
I thought that would be a pretty cool game to play.
the Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
Lost World, yeah. I mean, there's so many. It's probably going to be a minute before I play them. But Sonic, I'll probably play earlier. But I just thought it was really cool, man. Everybody's real nice. Pat McKay's, Retro Wolf, and all them were there, and just a lot of cool people. And I got to meet some other like guys that just started channels, and man, some other people that were selling games and also into like do ministry like me as well. And so it's just really neat. Rick was there. He had to leave early to get back to what he does with his church. But of course I also was there with my family. We went to the beach, but it was a lot of fun. But anyways, so it was really cool. Got some games, traded some games, sold some games there to vendors, and I had a blast, man. Got a lot of good footage, and so I mean it wasn't anything crazy, but it was a lot of fun, and that's about a real cool story, bros.
Yeah, well, I was telling Steve that I know Caleb did a video there last year. I'm not really sure who else did, but it looks like a really cool one to go to.
It was real down to earth. It was just real intimate. It was real
I don't think I realized it was this weekend, and I was already going to TORG anyway. So,
well, TORG was pretty big, right? Because I saw Matt Furman there with what is it, Retro Gaming Pandemic with Jared and all that.
Yep.
So, but how many people were there? Because it was pretty big, wasn't it?
It was crazy.
Yeah,
I was not prepared for how big TORG was.
Were you just going, or were you like had a booth?
If they asked me, I had a booth, but I had a buddy that gave me his vendor tag. So
okay, well that's
but I just walked around early.
There's Retro Card in the house now. Thanks for coming.
There you go. But so he was telling me before it started that they were expecting 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I honestly think they got that. Day 2 was a lot slower, but day 1 was so big, so many people. It was I don't think it was overwhelming because they had a very large space.
Yeah, it looked like a real big, almost like a warehouse or something.
Yeah, it's in an event center. It's where
convention center.
Yeah, they do I think they do the state fair there. So
okay, yeah, that's what it looked like, kind of like a big metal building or whatever.
There was like a chicken convention while we were there too.
Oh wow, that's those
different building, but I see all these farmers and truckers driving in, and I'm like, what's going on? And then I was like, oh, I went to the wrong building. So
but that would have been funny though if you thought
if I had walked in there trying to buy games.
We got chickens. You want some eggs? Harrison first. I haven't had Harrison. Is it thanks for coming in. I'm a preacher at the Church of Jackson. It's a little small church, just about 20 something of us, and that's kids included. So we just got our building. We've been mostly meeting in houses for a while, but so it's out in Terry, Mississippi. So it's in Mississippi. Hey Will, hey Mill. Oh, okay, yeah. Good to have everybody. Let's see. Gonna be at the next Louisiana RetroCon. That's the plan, man. I'm gonna try to be there. Are you gonna be there? He might be asking you. Are you gonna be there at Louisiana RetroCon?
When is that? I've never heard of it. I'm not gonna lie.
This one's gonna be in. I think it's in February or March. The one this year was in
March,
September, I believe.
March 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, that one was really good, man. That was packed.
Oh yeah, I see a picture on their website.
Diddy's Retro Revive. Okay, right on.
I have no idea, but I'll put it on my radar.
Yeah, right on.
I think this next year I want to go to more. So
That's my plan. I plan on going. I might go December to. It's one in Georgia. It's called the Game Central Station or something like that.
okay.
I don't know for sure if I am. Now, where are you located again?
I'm in Kansas City,
Okay. Okay.
but I'm not afraid to drive. So
Yeah, that's how I am. So I know I've seen you in all kinds of places. So
yeah, I drove to Siege. I drove to Torg. So Siege was 16 hours.
are you
So
going to the what is it, Southwest Game Expo,
there's that
California?
Rifts.
I
Which
think
one?
he's taking it over. It's either that one or another one, but I know it's a big one over on the west.
The one that they are doing, I am not.
Okay,
My
now that is a far way to go.
my wife is due 2 days before it. So
Oh well, yeah, don't go, man. You'd
I told her I was thinking
might be
about
in trouble.
going, and she was like, well, I'm due 2 days before that.
Well,
So
congrats. That's way
Yeah,
cooler though, man.
congrats.
That's way cooler. That's
so
way
yeah.
cooler, man. That's yeah, but very very much congrats there.
You made the right choice, man.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice.
Is this your first child?
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting and nerve wracking all at the same time.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and not I said that it's why I don't do lives. I say things and I'm like, well, I'm not
Oh,
supposed
I
to
didn't mean
do
to
it.
catch you off guard there, man.
Well, I'm like, what? Because I posted this on my Facebook, so I'm like, what
Yeah.
friends are watching this? I think the friends I'd be watching it already know. So
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. You might be
because we
making
haven't
an
announced
announcement.
it, like only
Oh,
our
okay.
close
Well,
friends know.
turn it off. Harris,
You're getting the secrets
chicken
out of me.
convention and video games, two different crowds. Nah, I
So-
love chicken. You know that chicken nuggets, chicken tenders. So,
So I messaged Caleb about this actually, Phoenix Resale.
about chicken and video games.
Kind of.
I didn't think you were gonna. I thought you were gonna be like, no, totally something different.
So it's not exactly the same, but apparently in Ohio, I can actually send you the link because I sent it to Caleb. There is a video game store, and it's called Vacuums and Video Games.
Vacuums and video games. Where is this at?
It's in Ohio.
Oh no, that's amazing.
As he did a video this weekend about going to a store that had guns and video games. And so I was like, dude, you need to go to this place.
Vacuums and video games. That's like, I don't know if you. I'm probably gonna look like a total dork for this. I watch this guy, but most people are probably gonna think he's so annoying. But he's called Connor TV, and he's really into Pokemon and sneakers and stuff. So he, the what is it, the Smoke Dawn that he always has. He it's like a cigar shop and a sneaker shop.
Oh, I've seen clips on Facebook of his stuff.
So they opened up a shoe store or a sneaker store together. So, but I thought that was he's like sneakers, and because most people are like, I don't want the smell of smoke.
Yeah, I was gonna say not in the same room.
But he seems like a super cool guy. So what's funny is the little small place he goes to. He's done a few videos, Caleb. It's like this tiny little place.
It's like a shed.
Yeah. Guy probably about my size, kind of a bigger guy, middle-aged maybe.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Alan Gosser. I didn't even realize it until later. I know him. He does, because I do a lot of street evangelism, and he does the same thing. I had no clue, and so he went through that to his game store. So it's funny how many people I've met that like do the same stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I knew him before, but I didn't recognize. I had just met him. And so Caleb goes, meets so many people, and now you're going to get him to a vacuum and video games. That's amazing.
Oh yeah. I think I told him, I was like, you got to go there. So
Retro Kart just signed on, by the way, from the airport in Calgary. So
nice.
Harrison first. Oh, Arkansas. I'll be in Arkansas. I know for Arkansas Retro Expo. goodness, Expo, and then Rick's doing one, and he talked to me about it. So hopefully I'm gonna try it. I don't know who all has gotten it before, but I'm gonna try to get a booth at both. You gonna try to get one of those, man? The Arkansas ones?
You said Rick's doing it?
Yeah, Rick's doing one, and then Arkansas Picker's doing one as well. You've seen him?
Yeah, I did a video with him a couple
Oh,
months
okay.
ago. So because he did one in August or September, and I already had something that weekend. I'm more of an attender at cons than a
Yeah,
vendor. So,
yeah. No, I
but
feel you. I love vending, man, because
mhm.
one of my favorite things is trades. I love to take in trades. I make so much on the back end from trades. I
Yep.
love it because a lot of people are like, "No, we just need to cash in," and I'm like, "No, man, bring me your games." And so I love it, and I usually because for me it's like because I can get so many people like, "Oh, you'll take that for that," and I'm like, "Yeah," because I have these games, I've paid this much, and so now
Mhm.
they're giving me something with more value, and so I'm basically getting the more value for this lower
Mhm.
cost. So, and then when I get that, then other people come in and go, "Oh, is that stuff for sale?" And I'm like, "I haven't tested it, but it's if you want to trade for it, I'll trade it." And
Yeah.
so then I can go up a little bit more. So I absolutely that I like that's where I thrive. I love doing vendor booths. I always feel so weird walking around because do you have a heart? Okay, YouTube. We were going to get into YouTube.
Okay.
Steve's heard me talk about this, how awkward I feel in public. Even though I always, like most people wouldn't think because I do this and I just chat and I make the dumbest, goofiest, I act like I probably don't care what people think. But the truth is whenever I'm in public and I'm going and recording, I feel so awkward.
Mhm.
How do you feel when when you're around people and you're recording?
Yeah, I mean, it's awkward, but
Okay.
it's it's just part of the game.
Yep.
You got to deal with it. A lot of times I feel like people don't care, and that's the thing I try and think about.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. In fact, they
I
usually
walked.
like it more.
I had the camera on me for Torg the whole time. I think one or maybe two people asked about it,
Yeah.
and one of them was like, "Hey, why are you recording this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's for a video." He's like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you were talking about trades. I'm doing a trade video at Torgs.
Oh,
That'll
nice.
probably come out in like 3 weeks. But he wanted to make sure that there wasn't anything sketch going on.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I understand that.
I
So
Oh,
think
Rush
most of
Sports
the time,
Go
if you
said it.
tell them that that's what you're doing, that you're shooting a video
And
for YouTube,
yeah,
they're usually cool about it.
yeah,
that's what I did with Steve. I was like, "Hey, Steve, I know I'm a random guy walking in your house, but can I film?"
yeah,
No.
yeah. I think if
I,
you're super upfront with them,
yeah,
or like the camera's super obvious,
yeah.
I think they
Well,
they
yeah,
they understand.
usually, see for me, because I feel so stupid, and which I've been doing now, because my we have a baby, and so my wife's usually the one that's recording me, and so sometimes the baby's there, and baby gets upset.
Hmm.
And I know baby has a name, but I'm just calling her baby for just for the sake of it. So, and she's holding her, and then she can't film, and so now I have to. I'm using the whole selfie stick, and I feel so dumb, but I do it anyways. And I just like what. I'm just gonna ham it up and act stupid anyways, because like
Hmm.
at the convention, like I have these parts and I'm putting the phone down, and it's just so awkward. Like I'm like gonna walk up and like do something dumb in the camera, and people are just looking at me because I'm like going back and forth, making sure I get the shot right. And people I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I do the whole awkward, like, I'm just filming.
Yeah,
It's cool.
we have another con in 3 weeks here in Kansas City, and I'm paying one of my contractors to record me because
Yeah, see, yeah,
and that's what I would like to do at other cons, but traveling, over the night, all of that stuff, I'm not quite ready to do that with a contractor. So,
yeah.
but I was like,
So,
hey, it's in our city, and he's interested in going. So
Yeah.
I think it's funny when you go into the con, you can always see who's a YouTuber because
Yeah.
they're sitting around talking to themselves and stuff.
Like Caleb,
Yeah.
man. It's so
Yeah.
funny because he's right in the middle. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
and he'll be walking and real fast and holding the thing, and he's doing like this, and it's
Yeah.
just like me and Abram just like filmed him just because
He's
it's
very
funny.
animated. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So-
like people that don't know who it is, because not everybody there. Like, in fact, a lot of people don't know. Like
Yep.
I'm thinking, oh, everybody here knows who that is. Most of the people don't. The truth is most of the people are there for the games. They don't know who the YouTubers
A
are.
lot of the vendors are going to know who he is,
That's
but
right.
the attendees no.
No,
Especially
exactly.
if they're just straight up collectors.
That's right. And so it's funny because people are like, what's this guy doing?
Yeah.
But he's not the only one, and now I'm like walking around and I walk by somebody and I'm like, it's that awkward, but it makes good content. Of course I haven't put it in yet, but it's it's that whole awkward like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just, looking like an idiot.
So I know you like Cody with K.
Cody with a K. Oh yeah, man. I'm
Did you-
actually getting some Saturn stuff from him.
Did you do a live with him or no? I can't remember.
I've been trying to. So
Okay.
if he's on here, because I know, so I talked to him. Like I don't think he is, but like him and Rolling Retro, we're on a little group together where we're always like throwing out ideas and stuff for YouTube. And yeah, he's always like helping out. He's sent me footage, like he's done stuff. He's just real helpful. He's sent footage to like help out videos. And I think like he's doing one. Well, I don't want to give it away, but
yeah, that's fine. So my question is, so when he goes and does these pickups at people's house, like when he goes through the house, is he wearing a GoPro? Like I want to know he is. Okay.
Wearing, he used to hold a phone, but I know he's now using a GoPro.
So he just messages them before he.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at least I think that's what he does. Because that's something we talked about. Because I was saying, I always ask. And that's because he doesn't really, because he's kind of the same way. Because I've asked him to come on a live a few times, and he's like, "Man, I'm just not ready for that yet." By the way, he's a lot bigger. We actually went. I sent everybody because we had one day where we had a bunch of people on here. And we're like, we all sent a whole bunch of people to go in and go do a live with Vic and Preacher.
I think I was on that night. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was whenever I was reviewing like showing your channel.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Will says I talked to myself with the camera off.
I didn't see that. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably missing some stuff here. And he gets to stay married with that decision. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you get to stay married with that decision. Yeah, amen to that. Let's see. Now everyone that watches this just landed on the list of close friends. Let's see. My son just got me back into Pokemon cards. It's been a blast. Right on, man. Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. If I'm not too late. Oh, I just saw where Will was saying that. Talk to myself with the camera. If Mama with the camera, Lori said, I talk to myself whenever I'm working. I don't have a YouTube channel. Well, that's okay. See, that just means you're primed to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, there you go.
And you Mama with the camera, I'm just turning around and talking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cody with a K, this is my opinion. I don't think I'm wrong on this, but this is my opinion. I think he's one of the best ones out there. That's just how I view things in that type, the hunting and the skits, and he's very animated. But man, okay, so he's only got like 9, which is a lot. He's got like 9,000 subscribers, but his views are crazy. I don't know what's going on, but his views, and I asked him, according to him, he says that is pure organic. He doesn't do any kind of bots or anything, and he gets 14, 20,000 and every single video. It's crazy. So I don't know why his subs haven't gone up. Do you think it just hasn't caught yet? And or it's just because YouTube is stupid.
So
You shouldn't say it's stupid.
my opinion, this is
Yeah,
my opinion.
yeah,
I think Cody, his edits are amazing.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think the quality of his videos are the best, actually. I
Yeah,
think they are the best. I
yeah.
think his energy is so much that it's intimidating to other people.
Oh, okay.
I think that's it. I
Yeah.
think if he pulled it back, just like
He's
but
been doing that with his collection series a little.
I know, and I see it.
Yeah.
I because I think the first video I ever watched from him, I had to turn it off because it was just like it was so much. And
I
also,
did.
if he ever sees this, I think his videos are very good.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but it was so much, and like I'm like trying to work while I'm watching this
Oh,
because
yeah, because you got a
I have
lot
a
of people
TV
wanting
right
him in the
here,
background. Yeah, or
and I was just like, I had to like turn it off because it was so much energy.
yeah. So that's the thing. Like somebody like you know. Well, I mean, most of the guys that are going and buying and collecting and stuff, it is. It's kind of like background. I guess that's why I like it because I like something that sucks me in. And
Hmm.
so I'm the same way. I turn it off whenever I'm working. I stop it. So Saturday nights I kind of like finish because that's when he comes on. And we weren't even. But that's fine. This is how these things go. Just talk about whatever. We
Hmm.
on Saturday nights is when I like finish up my sermons for Sunday morning. And I'll just be honest. Before I do that, because I know I'm thinking, okay, he's got a video. I'm
Hmm.
gonna be thinking about it, and I'm not gonna be focused on what I'm supposed to be focused on, and I would feel really bad as a preacher not focusing on the word. So I will stop everything, and I'll just turn his video on, and then my wife will come in, and I'll show her, and that's see, I love it, but I see what you're saying because it is a different. I guess for me, because I think I kind of want to see that kind of that space get kind of have its own space, its own
Yeah.
popular. But there's so many people, and he's got all the like and he doesn't chase it. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't go out and try to get people on his videos. But he has so many people commenting on his
Hmm.
videos, and he
I
has
think
people reaching
the
out to him.
quality. I think everything he's doing is right. I think his target audience is 25 to 40. Like
Yeah,
that's his audience. And I think there's just so much energy that it's intimidating almost.
yeah, I
And
see.
I'm not saying he should necessarily change, but
Because
I
it could
think
just
that's
be he's got to develop his own audience, and I think he
yeah.
is because he's got, like I said, those views are crazy. And
But I think he is the best YouTuber I've seen at trades.
oh yeah, he's great at it.
His trades
That's where
are
I learned some of my stuff.
his trades are insane.
Yeah, yeah, he
I
does crazy stuff.
I've never even yeah I've never done Series S trade, and I
Oh
want
really?
to
Oh yeah, I
just
love.
because of him.
Yeah,
So
I think my first Series S. My first Series S, I did. I got Pokemon or Pikachu 64. I got a GameCube with let's see, and I did two of them. I did one had like NCAA 14, Pokemon XD Gale, Coliseum. Let's see, I got a bunch of GameCube and a bunch of 64 stuff. I think it was like a value of like $1,200. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Into the 64, and so that exactly. And then the other one was a GameCube and some value, like NCAA and stuff. But
mhm.
um, yeah, and I actually I don't know why I never thought about it, but I learned it from him. And I tried doing it with the Switch OLED, and I never really had much luck. So I think the Xbox and then the X series, I did really good with the Series X. So it was really good. Joe, my brother-in-law said something. He said, "Hey Keith, did you tell them about the beach jeans?" Yeah. So we went to the beach, and I didn't think I was really gonna. I thought I was just gonna kind of walk on the beach because it was kind of cold. But the kids got in the water, and then I ended up getting there. I was like, okay, this is gonna be great footage. And I said, kids, I can't get in there. I'm wearing jeans. I'll stand on the side and I'll like hang out with you guys. And I was like, man, I'm such a loser. I walked in there for footage. So I walked in with my jeans on in front of all these people like a big idiot. And Yeah, so I walked in with my jeans, and it got sand, and yeah, it was horrible.
Sounds terrible.
It was so heavy, and then I had to carry because my son he has spina bifida, so he can't walk with his um, braces on the sand, and so we take the and also he can't get those AFOs wet, so then I have to carry him in this cart, and it's not rolling, and I'm dragging it with my heavy son. Oh man, it was miserable, and my heavy wet
Right. Yeah.
pants. um, yeah, so yeah, so about YouTube, tell me a little bit about YouTube because your channel's kind of has you're at like almost 7,000, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So I know you're six something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Chewy the Red, what's up, man?
6,700.
So is Xbox Series S still a viable trade console? People, yeah, oh yeah, all the time, all day.
I would say any modern console. Honestly, you could probably even trade a PS4, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not as good as.
It's not going to do great, but
yeah, people, yeah, that's definitely still.
yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. Tell me a little bit about like when did you start seeing like growth, and how long have you been in like actually serious about YouTube, and kind of what are your thoughts on it?
So started the YouTube in 21 as well as the business, but about 6 months apart.
Yeah,
Just started with Pokemon cards. Like I said, that's what I collect. I love collecting. I do collect video games. I collect a little bit of everything nostalgic. But that's what got me started. I was having fun with it. But it's also kind of expensive because basically I was just opening packs. And so every video you're not going to just open one pack because it's boring. And so
Connor
you're
TV
opening
does that too.
20 packs or something like that times $4, $80 a video. And then if you're keeping the cards, you're not making any money back. So I lost my job while I was doing it.
Oh,
and
wow.
that's when I transitioned to full-time resell.
Okay.
I was already kind of dabbling in it and went full on into it. Didn't really have a choice.
That's usually actually where you end up succeeding.
Yeah. I think that's why the business has been successful, is just like out of necessity.
Yeah.
So I was doing videos every week. I was doing like 2 videos a week with Pokemon. And then I lost my job, so I stopped posting for like 4 months, and then I changed the niche of the channel as well, and that completely killed my channel. I was seeing pretty good growth, honestly, but changing the niche and not posting for 4 months completely killed it. So it was very hard to rebuild it up, but I was at like 600 subscribers within 4 months. But
that was with the Pokemon cards. That's pretty good.
But then I could not get it to grow once I came back. I had a video that had like 24,000 views. I took it down. I had 2 really good videos, and I took them both down because one of them was about resellers and the other one was about Amazon, and not in a positive light.
I was gonna see. That's funny. That's actually really funny. So that you say that. So
yeah, so I took both of those videos down
because I'm friends with some, and I like go to their stuff, and we disagree, but that like make videos that don't like resellers. In fact, some people in the chat that really cool, that don't. I mean, not all resellers, just a lot. And so that's funny to hear that, and I think that can happen on both sides.
I think sometimes it's a matter of learning, understanding. I think there's like a line that I don't cross when I resell. So
I talked about this on the last. Me and Steve talked about this. we were talking about, is there things resellers can do to are there things resellers do that are, you know, we just don't
Hmm.
talk about that maybe we should. And so,
Yeah,
but go ahead, sorry.
I think like going to Walmart or whatever and taking the brand new console that came out and immediately listing it
Getting
on eBay for double the value. Like
yeah.
my wife,
You're talking about scalping and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like an agreement with my wife. Like I don't do that, and
Yeah.
that's fine because I'm not saying that people that do it is wrong, but that's just kind of the gray area for
Like
me.
Alba, he's one of them. Yeah, right on, man. Good to see you.
That's kind of the gray area for me, and so I try and avoid doing things like that.
Yeah, that's kind of
So
how I'm like. I don't really like ethically. I view it differently than maybe some people. Like I'm not really against people doing it, but I understand why people don't, and I can see why it's just like, man, you're taking everything from some of the kids that want to get it. I have a little different view because ethically, I don't think it's wrong. It's just something I can see why people don't like it.
yep,
But beyond that, too, how honest you are with people. But that's not what this was about. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah. So you were doing the YouTube. That's funny though. I
yeah.
would have never thought that. I'll be honest, because you do a lot of free selling, so I would have never thought that.
Yep. Yeah. It was technically reselling of like Pokemon cards. That's where like going to Walmart and buying the newest set, clearing
Yeah.
the shelf, and then I can't go buy it or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so YouTube side, switched to reselling. And I was kind of just putting out videos, just trying to see what would stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scalping it. Yeah.
I was. Oh yeah. Sorry. I was just putting it up for people to read while you're talking. I wasn't. You didn't have to stop. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was curious what he said. But just
Said leave
nothing was sticking. And then I think this is why I like FlipCon or like Siege. I think I learn a lot from seeing or doing, and so I
Yeah.
think so we talked a little bit very briefly about this before we started the
Yeah.
live, but I think for you, the tip that I got from FlipCon, and this has been kind of what has helped the channel change quite a bit,
Yeah.
is now you're going to be getting it from fourth hand basically.
Yeah.
But Phoenix Resale, Caleb said
Yeah.
what Ryan Trahan said was that 80% of clicks on your videos are based on your thumbnail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so your thumbnail has to be enticing enough to get them to click it.
Absolutely. No, now I do know that. And that's one of the things with No Non Video November is that I was just putting stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Like the DK Oldies thing and then the Saturn thing. I put a lot of thought in that. And there's a few other where I'm about to smash the Saturn.
Yep.
And it did get people. And no, I totally agree. The other things I was like, I got to put something up. Okay, I think this will be enticing. But everything else, I like the Saturn one. I literally like I think of. So what I normally that's why by the way I'm not doing No Non Video November for anybody. I'm stopping it. I'm stopping it because it's messing up. It's actually ruining my channel. And what I mean by that, it's making it look like people aren't coming in and watching because they're not. And it's just too much. It's like, okay, he's just putting in. I think people can tell I'm just trying to do it as a challenge. And so it's just not getting people. But exactly what you said, like, I definitely something I've been, and I'm obviously still working on it. I'm trying to get there. But before No Non Video November, most of my videos, I noticed I was starting to get like, 50% of my sub count was views up to almost up to 100%, and some even more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was getting a lot of views, and that's because before I started filming and doing stuff now, I have my story, like my rough draft.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea. Like I might not have it every jot and tittle, whatever of the thumbnail and the title, but all that is like planned. And I even think of words I'm gonna say to go with the title, to go with the thumbnail. And I even think of that. And then whenever I get into the actual editing process, that's where I like really fine tune the what I'm going to say during. And I'm still learning that, but you're absolutely right. Everything I've done that on has done so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah, I think spending, I used to spend 20, 30 minutes on a thumbnail. Now I'm
Yeah.
spending an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I know Caleb, he pays someone to do his, but I know they're spending even more time.
Yeah.
They're drafting the thumbnail before the video is even shot.
Yeah, that's okay. So I hope I don't get put him. So Cody, he has he has. I don't know if he wants to say. He gets a whole bunch of. I hope I don't get in trouble. But he has like tons of thumbnails that he goes through and looks through that he
Mm-hmm.
gets same thing before you know. And so like that's something. Rolling Retro is kind of the same way. He does a lot of that. So
Yep.
that's something we've been trying to do. Make quite a few of them, and then look at them, and then I'll send them. Didn't I send some to the reseller accountability group, Steve?
I don't remember you doing it.
Because I try to get people's opinions, and I want to hear and see what people say, and I'll put up different ones. Do you like it with this color? And a lot of people you wouldn't notice it until you put them both together, right? But yeah. Anyways, but what you said is absolutely right. So yeah, so that's something you've been really focusing on.
Yep. I won't put out the video until I'm happy with the thumbnail, pretty much.
Yeah.
And
so
what
you don't have a timed. Do you not think do you think a consistent day and time
I
is
so I
good?
do Thursdays at 10.
Okay, see, I do Mondays at 8:30. So
But if it's not ready, I'm not going to put it out.
sure. Yeah.
And so I've gone through the analytics, and it shows you like when people are watching, and technically in the afternoon on Thursdays and Fridays is when the most people are watching my videos. So even if I get a little bit later on Thursday or put it out Friday, I'm still hitting prime time. So
yeah. Somebody asked you something, Steve. Albo asked, "Are you a toy reseller?"
Yeah, I said some.
Okay, yeah, he definitely does because I wanted to buy some from him, and he wouldn't let me.
Yeah, everybody's seeing the toys behind me.
yeah. Somebody mentioned the Homer Santa Claus. Yes, thumbnails. You see that in title are an art.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me what you think about this because this is something I'm changing because I'm changing a few things too. I do GI Joes. I love finding GI Joes. By the way, man. So there something. So I used to do, or I am doing it. I'm stopping. I would do a premiere for my video. So I was told premieres are good for lives, but premieres for a video that's about to come up. And this is what Cody said. Cody said I don't do any premieres, and the reason being is because what the premiere does is that a lot of people, because 70 to 80% of your viewers are not subscribed. And a lot of them, you have a huge portion that are new, even if they're only coming in for 30 seconds. And those 30 seconds may cause them, it may cause them to jump your videos to show up in the feed in the future. So, anyways, he said if they see that and if there's a click and there's no video, the percentage of them coming back decreases. Have you heard that?
I have not, but it makes 100% sense to me.
All the videos, and that's what I did with the first two No Non-Video November ones that I actually put a lot of effort into. I did not do that. I did not do premieres on them, and the same exact. Those went really well.
Mm-hmm.
For my size channel. They went really well. And so, do you premiere or do you just put it out? Okay, so you don't either. Okay,
I've never done it. I think a premiere works for large channels with a good following.
Yeah.
And I think also like a big video, like if it's just like a normal weekly video, no, but like
something being announced and
like a major change to someone's channel, or like I haven't put out a video in a month, and because I've been working so hard on this video. Like, I don't think he does it. Well, I mean, Mr. Beast doesn't premiere any of his videos, and so if he's not doing it, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So
See you, Will. Thanks for coming in, man. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Have you ever thought about that, Steve?
What's that?
Like people premiering. Have you ever thought about how that would make a difference?
I don't. I mean, he kind of summed it up. I mean, if somebody like Mr. Beast doesn't do it, I don't know, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's.
I don't think it's necessary, really. I mean,
mm-hmm.
it doesn't hurt anything, though. I mean,
or it may. it may cause clicks. All I know is I'm gonna probably back out on it, and I'm probably gonna back out on it.
Right now, there's only one YouTube channel that I watch that they do a premiere.
Who's that?
The New Heights podcast.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
It's Jason and Travis Kelce, football players.
Oh, okay.
They have a podcast they put out once a week, and they do a premiere on that. But they have a good following. So, and it's a podcast.
Well, that's a podcast. That's what I'm saying. Like a live or a podcast, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I'm probably going to change with that because, you know, I was just thinking about that. Even though you don't want to like if people like it, they're like, oh, I like that. And you got to feel you don't want to be disrespectful to people, but at the same time, it's like, well, what about all those other people that don't like it? Are you going to disrespect them? So that's something to think about.
Talking about those thumbnails, man, have you been seeing the trash to cash thumbnails the last couple?
I've seen the ones with the funny,
they're pretty good.
They are.
I saw what was the one that I saw?
Well, they're AI, right?
Yeah. Did he have like a mullet or something?
Yeah, they all three got funny haircuts and whatever. Yeah. It looks real, man.
I know. That sounds like what?
I'm telling you, dude, we're all gonna die.
Dave,
wow, that came out.
Dave's a big fan of I think it's Midjourney is the name of it.
Midjourney?
I think that's the name of the AI that he uses.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that whole thing with Kevin's pictures, man. That was crazy. Yeah.
I think I've started thinking a lot more about it, and it could be really good ways to edit thumbnails.
Yeah.
So
man, have you ever put yourself in an AI?
I like photo wise.
Man, so my wife did it just to see what it would look like. Man, maybe I look that much like a monster, but it looks like it makes you like it made me like, and I had like my teeth were like going in, and then I was missing some, and then my cheeks were way up here, and it looked nasty, and my eyes were like all distorted. I was like, what in the world, man? And
don't you have to tell it what to make you look like, though?
Well, yeah, it's like she put a picture in, and then she says, make this picture excited or holding some games, just to see what it would do. And it was like, man, it's like something seems off about this. Like I'm running away.
Have y'all used it in eBay yet?
I have not. No.
I started to yesterday, and I mean I did it. But you can always take it off unless you finish the draft or whatever. But I didn't like. I mean, it was okay, but it was like over the top.
Description.
Yeah,
I tried it once, and I was like, "This is the worst description I've ever seen."
Yeah, it's like too much information, man.
Yeah, it was like trying to describe the item, like what type of item it was. I was like, this is BS. So
yeah, that's kind of weird though with video games too, because most people just want to know what kind of markings are on here. What kind of
dude? I copy the title and put it in the description, man.
Yeah,
I think descriptions are a total waste of time.
Yeah.
At least from I don't know about everything else. I know with clothes we put the measurements, and then we'll put any flaws, and then if it was like if I know it was resurfaced, and has some of that smudge, like if that's another reason I want to go ahead and get a resurfacer because man, where I go, they used to have somebody that did a really good job and was real peculiar, and he's actually has a YouTube channel as well. He's a streamer, but he's not working there anymore. And everybody else, man, they just screw it up. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
always like, can you make sure not to do this? But it's like I have to do it because it's miserable looking, and it's like an expensive game. I can't sell even if it's working. Whether it's like destroyed. It just doesn't do very well.
So I
So,
do have a funny story on the eBay
all right,
description side.
yeah,
So I sold a Foghorn Leghorn. Do you remember that?
yeah,
Yeah.
Sealed VHS
nice.
a month ago. Person got it, and they said title, it says Foghorn Leghorn VHS description. Foghorn Leghorn VHS sealed. Pictures clearly you see what it is. They're disappointed because they thought it was a DVD. And I'm like, it doesn't say DVD anywhere on here. Like, what's going on?
Does it look anything like a DVD?
Doesn't look anything like it. eBay, of course, gave them a return. They sent it back, and it's opened. So I'm like,
Oh, you see, that frustrates me because I've done that with sealed like electronics, like Walkmans or something, and yeah,
I was like, I did everything correct in this situation.
yeah.
Like, there are times eBay listings get something wrong. We missed a ding or
yeah,
whatever. It happens.
Yeah.
This was very clearly a VHS,
yeah,
and they opened it and they let them return it.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm like, why did you open it? Like
Obviously,
not
they
only am
wanted
I
to
having,
Why didn't you just buy the open one from somewhere else? Yeah, yeah, that's
and they sent me several messages. They were not happy because they thought it was a DVD and that it wasn't. And then they left a negative review because I told them they could not return it. eBay did take the negative review off, thankfully. But I'm just like,
yeah.
I did nothing wrong in this situation. Why are they allowed to return this? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I got one returned, and I didn't know how it got returned. The person was like, "I changed my mind." And I was like, "How did it get returned?" So you're not free returns? I mean, you obviously were returned whenever you could tell you made a mistake, but you don't advertise it as free return.
we have free returns on everything.
Oh, you do? Okay, but you can still turn down returns.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Because you said, or were you saying you weren't going to full refund?
So so I believe if you're top rated, you can do a deduction, and so
Yeah.
I did because they opened it.
Yeah.
So I took 50% off.
Steve's in the house. He bought some TurboGrafx stuff from it. I was talking about you earlier, man. Said that you were one of the guys. Oh, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I'll read this in a second.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, no, I just did a 50% reduction. I think that's kind of what I've heard from Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, that when you're top rated, stuff like that happens. You can do like a deduction. So I did. I usually don't complain about returns because I just understand it's part of the business. But I've had 3 returns lately that are just astronomically ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it is Q4.
I sold Simpsons Hit and Run. Person got it as for PS2. Person got it, and they want to return it because they already have it for Xbox. Why'd you buy it?
Yeah.
Why did you buy it?
Yeah.
And then here's a random bolo for you, but Wii U, the gamepad. I was trying to think of what the word is.
Yeah.
They have like protective cases for it.
Yeah.
Those are worth like $40.
Really? Wow. See, I didn't know.
I didn't either. But
it's funny the stuff you'll find. Like you're like, wow, this. Like I found this Xbox. It's an Xbox. What is it? Like a startup disc. That's like a $30 to $40 disc. I had no clue. I was like, what is this? And I looked it up.
Oh, I think I saw that in one of your videos.
Yeah, I had no. It hasn't
Um,
sold yet. I've had a lot of like people, watching it,
but so I sold this gamepad case. So they sent me an offer. We had it listed for $45. They sent me an offer for like 28. And so I said, I don't know if I declined or countered, but they basically climbed up to like $33. They're like, this is the last dollar I have. I can't spend any more.
Yeah.
And I didn't really want, because that's still $12 off from
yeah.
45. So
That's
it's
a pretty big
25%. I'm like, I don't really want to go down that much. And finally end up agreeing at like $36.
Yeah.
Okay. They paid, shipped it. He gets it and says, I already have another one. So I need to return this.
Do you think Do you think he was trying to think you wouldn't say return and you would just refund them?
I
Because
have no
I
idea.
wonder, because I've gotten stuff like that too. They get it and they're like, "Oh, I decided I didn't want it." I'm like, after all the haggling, like I've had people like they'll make offers and I'll go back and forth, and then finally you can't go back and forth anymore, and so I just decline it, and then they come back and offer again. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just keep. Maybe eventually they'll go up, and then finally I'm like, okay, I think I can handle it. Even though I don't want to go that low, I'll take that one. And then they get it, and then they either never pay, or they do pay, and then they get it, and they're like, and they'll say something. Thankfully, though, it's like it depends on what it is, but I'm usually pretty good about returns. I just don't like to advertise it, so I don't think people will do that. But maybe I should, because I do them anyways. But it's like, dude, you just haggled me all this time, and now you're going to say you don't want it anymore? So frustrating. Sega Steve mentioned this. See, this is what I'm saying. YouTube's so weird, right? The video you think's going to do good, you did everything you thought you're supposed to. It flops, right? And then everything the one you didn't do that good on, it does great. So I guess there's different opinions. The channel Y Files, I haven't heard that, has grown from 25K subs in May of 2022 to 2.9 million today. He talked about using clips of his videos on TikTok to draw people to YouTube. I know I've done that with shorts. People told me to get on TikTok. Says, and he does premieres. So he does premieres and does good. I guess it just depends, right? Did he condition swap the controller case?
Maybe. Wait, I haven't gotten it back.
I see. That's what I've thought too. That's the other thing that's frustrating. I thought, man, I bet they've conditioned.
I'm curious about that PS2 game.
That happened to me with the Infinite World on DBZ Infinite World, Dragon Ball Z Infinite World.
Yeah. The good thing is with the resurfacer, as long as it still works, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I'll still be out the shipping. So. I don't know.
Oh, Colin Michael, what's up? Yeah, if you guys want to know some YouTube skills, Colin Michael, he's got a silver play button. So he does a lot of stuff on learning how to do YouTube videos and how to edit, and he does a lot of stuff on CapCut, and he's got the skills, so go check him out. But well, I didn't realize what time it was, man. We're just having a good time. So anyways, yeah, tell if you want to share just two things. If you want to share kind of what you have planned for the channel, what you have planned for I guess this would be three things: the business, the channel, and then how can they find you? What all can they find you on? And if anybody's still in here that has a wrench, I think they've already shared your stuff, but I'll share your stuff as well in case no one's in there, because I don't know who all is still in. But if you want to go ahead, here we got it. All right, Spooky's in. All right, hey, as long as you're respectful in here, I won't kick you out. So, good to see you, Anime Girl.
So as far as future for the channel, just continuing to grow it. I think we're kind of getting to a point where like I would like to spend more time on it. Because honestly, I would like to have someone actually help me a little bit more with it.
Yeah.
Because right now, so I guess I didn't mention this. I actually pay an editor.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I got
Okay.
really lucky. I found I've actually had two different editors, but I pay them $30 to edit a video,
Yeah.
and
That's $30.
yeah,
Not bad at all.
yeah, she's phenomenal, and the one I had
Yeah.
before her was also phenomenal. Um, and for me to edit the video, it's going to take an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah.
I can go find 3 video games over there that I can flip for $30.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I just enjoy it so much.
I do too, but there's just better use of my time, because this is what I'm doing full time. So I gotta make money elsewhere. Um, so, but I would like to dedicate more time to it to help increase quality of the videos. I was thinking about it after I left Torg. I didn't take any B-roll shots of anything there. So
Yeah. See, that was some of my problem too, because it's just there was so much going on.
yeah, I don't know that I'll need it a whole lot, but I don't know. And then just spending more time on it. Like I kind of mentioned, I'm going to have one of my contractors actually record me for the first time at
Yeah.
KC Retro. So that will be good. I want to see how that goes, how the editing looks like with that. I'm hoping that will help elevate it because I don't like just the chest cam view.
Yeah, I'm
It's
the same
fine.
way. That's why my wife has been, more. She'll film me, or I have my brother-in-law film me,
Mhm.
and I definitely like that a lot more.
So
the chest shots getting kind of old.
Yeah.
Yep. I actually have stopped watching a lot of reseller content, like garage sale videos.
Yeah.
It's and I think a lot of them also don't watch each other's stuff
Yeah.
either
That's right.
because it's the same thing every time. It's the same bolos every time.
Yeah.
We all know that TI 84 calculators are worth good money now. Like
Yeah, that's right.
you don't have to tell me again.
No, I feel you. It's yeah. It was never.
Being
I
able to-
think for certain shots, it's cool. If you put that in there and showing like, whoa, just different
Yeah.
views. But
Yeah, I think being able to talk to the camera directly
Yep.
yeah,
is
People wanna
is
see
a
it.
pretty big deal. I like watching Chasing them's videos
Yeah.
because he's
Yep.
always got somebody recording him,
Yep.
and he's able to interact with them, in the camera. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're a solo guy and you have something to where you can see yourself, or you could put the camera up and you can do single frame shots where you're walking this way, you're coming in this way, you're moving. Yeah, and especially if you have a mic with. Do you got a mic with your camera? Like that you carry? Yeah, I just started.
Yeah. I have a DJI mic.
Oh, yeah, you have a nice one.
It's awesome. That's what Chasing them use, and I was asking them about it, and because
how much was it?
It's like $350.
Yeah,
Not cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, I'll get there one day. So.
But and what's the other brand? There's another brand that makes them.
I don't know what Retro Wolf. I don't know what he uses, but
it's the one that Caleb was using, but I think he might have switched to DJI because he was having a lot of audio issues.
Yeah.
But it's next level. It's so good. The battery lasts forever. So that helps, I think, a lot. But yeah, just continuing to grow the channel. I'd like to get to a point where I have more people reaching out to me that are not local to like self collections. I think that's where Chase and Caleb, they're kind of next level with their stuff. I'm sure Rick does too, but he doesn't really talk about it. It's more people coming into the store for
Funny
him.
story. I don't know if you knew this. The Simpsons display that Rick has?
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking to those people because it was in Mississippi where he got it. It was right down the road from me. Yeah, and so we were talking to him, and they said, okay. And they said, oh, someone else got it. And I went, what? I thought we had.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so he came in and offered a bigger price. And then to top it off, because I was going to do the same thing, was ask if they had video games. And what happened? he got it all. And so when I saw him, I was like, dude, thanks for taking all the stuff. And I was like, no, I'm glad you got it, but it's kind of sucked because I was hoping because that would have been a cool. But he kept it for a store. I was gonna try to. I would have probably had. Where would have I put it? I don't know. I don't have the room.
Oh yeah,
giant thing. But it would have been really cool because that thing was worth so much, and people were paying like $10,000 for that thing.
mm-hmm.
And so they only wanted $600 for it.
Yeah.
And then then they had a whole bunch of games, and he got everything. So
pretty sweet.
Yeah. So grow your channel and
I think
business wise,
I think another thing with growing the channel, and I think this is one of the downfalls of like where I am with the channel is like I was talking earlier, I like to talk to people. I can talk to anyone, but I like to talk to someone. And so ideally I would have one of my contractors be with me for videos. So I feel like I'm actually talking to someone, even if they're even on video. I feel like I do a pretty good job of like riffing off of other people. But when I'm just talking to like a camera, my energy level plummets, and so people aren't getting my personality.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think like that's an issue. Like
I
think it was my video last week. I hated my intro. I absolutely hated it because I was talking to a camera, but then like 30 seconds into the video, I have my contractor in here and I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
Like my energy level is totally different.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's what you're saying,
yeah.
I guess, and it also depends on what you're trying to do, what kind of stuff you're trying to produce, I guess you could say.
Business wise, so I've already kind of started doing this. I'm not going to not sell on eBay, but I'm not
mostly Amazon anyways, right?
Yeah, I'm not touching eBay is the goal. So I have a contractor, and so we started the process 2 months ago. Had a guy, he was doing great, and then he's like, "Hey, I'm moving to Seattle," and I was like,
"Oh man,
okay."
That's how it works.
And so then I found another guy to replace him, and his job is take care of the eBay. I was like,
yeah,
I trust you. Well,
so so you're going to keep it going, but you're saying you're not.
I don't want to deal with it. He can deal with customer service. He can deal with getting rid of negative feedback. He can deal with returns, all of it. I'll just supply the inventory.
Yeah.
Like Alpal.
Say what?
Like Alpal and
yes. Yeah, exactly. Like I don't like I'll do the buying. But you just deal with it.
Picker, good seeing you, man.
And let it run. And then on the Amazon side, I think we're going to hit consoles even harder this next year.
Yeah.
It's such an easy way to get games. Because that's the thing is like, it's a low barrier for entry on games because everyone can flip a game.
Yeah.
But when you add a console, people are a little less interested.
Yeah.
So I think we're just going to keep hitting consoles hard.
Right I don't like dealing with them.
But right now we're processing 20 or 30 a week for Amazon, and I want to make that even more next year. So, just continuing to grow that.
That's a good goal to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe I'll get there.
Yeah, just keep working.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, man.
Just keep growing, grow every day. So, and then as far as connecting with me, I respond pretty fast on Instagram.
Yeah,
yeah, all of my links are pretty much up to date on the nerdnation.us. It has Whatnot on there. I haven't done a Whatnot in probably a year, but
did you like that?
Yes. And I've toyed with going back, but I would need to shift the business a little bit if I wanted to do more whatnots.
Mm.
I think it's Renzi Resells. They do shoes. Their business model is really awesome, but I don't have the I don't have the inventory coming in the way I would need to do it that way. So basically, their business, so their business model is they go out 3 days a week, source shoes, bring them home, average by price. I think it was like $30, and then they start them on whatnot as 70 every single one of them.
Wow.
And then whichever ones don't sell, they start at $1 at the end, and that's should be all profit basically.
Yeah.
So,
so cash flow, in other words.
Yeah, I mean, you get all your money back every day, plus profit. You can do it with video games, but your percentage has to be low. So that's the key.
People do it though.
Yeah, I mean I don't think this is a trade secret, but that's kind of like what Chase is doing right now. And this is where Caleb as well. He's not doing whatnot. So when Caleb buys collections, he's buying them at 35% of price starting, 35, 40.
Yeah.
And then
depending on what it is, like the fast moving stuff, he's paying high dollar for.
Correct.
Yeah, he's just buying collections. Yeah.
If it's his buy list stuff, he's paying way more than that. But when it's a collection, it's 35%. And that's kind of what Chase is doing is he gets a collection at 35%. Whatnot's the whole thing. So even if it goes for 50% on whatnot, he's still getting.
I never find anyone that lets me get a collection that low.
It's you have to have a lot.
Yeah.
Like they have to have a very large collection and they have to be motivated.
Yeah, you're talking about like 10K more.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like, because I'm doing like $2,000 and $3,000, and so it's like 50 to 60%, which is still profitable, and I'm it's usually good stuff. Like I just got a bunch of almost everything was RPG, Genesis stuff, PSP, PS2, and then some like Splatterhouse on the Xbox, and I mean there's a bunch of really good stuff, but Vita, I can't remember what else. But it's some of it's over here actually. But I don't think anyone that has a collection has ever been in, and I'll offer because I try to get it at 30 or 40, but that's always like it. They won't even talk to me then. So I can't unless if it's real high. But I personally don't have the money to go that high. So
Yep. Yeah, I haven't gotten
any. Would have to be desperate to let a collection go at 35%. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But people do. They do. So
yeah,
it definitely happens. I'm not saying that it happens often, but
well, I've definitely. I mean, I've gotten small amounts, and it's because they're not really collectors. They just had stuff sitting around, But producing quality, though,
Yep. So.
Well, cool. That's the Instagram, YouTube, and that's kind of your main thing. You don't do TikTok or anything like that, or do you?
I have one good TikTok, but I think that's kind of like what I was talking about is just growing the channel is like spending more time on doing shorts. Because I did do it for a little bit, but I just the more I'm bouncing my head every different direction, that's taking away from Amazon or eBay or whatever. But taking eBay off of my plate, then I have a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get to a point.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Outsourcing.
Say, yep, yeah. So my kind of the goal is to have someone take care of eBay, someone take care of YouTube, someone take care of Amazon, and I'll fund all of it basically. And my job is just to buy.
Yeah.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least the buying part is anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
a good goal, man. That's
that-
awesome.
so one of the guy that I bought the resurfacer from,
Yeah.
that's his
That's
job.
crazy.
He
That
buys.
deal's crazy.
He buys.
Okay.
It's every single day. He spends 8 hours buying.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. See, that's,
Nice.
I know there's a guy I used to, work for, and I did some when I had my landscaping business. And, oh man, that's what he did. Of course, he bought and sold all kinds of stuff, ranches, um, cars, houses. I did a bunch of landscaping work for him, and he took like famous people out to hunt up in the north. He had like his own little exotic, like hunting, not exotic, but like a really nice fancy hunting um, resort thing that he did. And that's what he did. He was just always on the phone buying, buying, buying,
Mm-hmm.
buying. He had buying all kinds of, random stuff. He was like, "Yeah, hold on, man. I'm calling my like gemologist or something. I don't something random." I was like, "Dude, I wouldn't even know what to do." Whenever I was doing storage auctions with him, because he wanted me to try to do that, he's like, "Oh, how much do you need? Oh, here, just take 4,000 a day." And I'm like, okay.
Yep.
"You just pull it out of his wallet. Here's some cash for you, man." It's
Well,
great.
at TORG,
But that's the
he-
dream. Do the fun part. Let someone else do the rest.
yeah,
That's hey, get there. Keep working hard at it.
at
And
at
that would be
TORG,
it. That's it.
on
I think you, man, because you're really smart. I've watched some of your stuff, and I've even like watched some where you're at. I think there's one where you're with Caleb at FlipCon, and you guys are working on a deal. But I think somebody else is doing a video, and you can see. Weren't
Oh,
you
yes.
and Caleb talking about something?
um
Oh no,
Yeah.
your mic went out. Did it? I think your mic
Huh?
turned off.
No,
Can you
not-
hear me?
yeah, we
I
got
can-
Well,
you.
maybe my thing went out.
am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, I think it was me.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
both
there it is.
good.
I think I pulled it out for a second. Okay, my bad. That was my fault.
Yeah, it was one of his Penix resale videos.
Yeah. Renix P cell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
close. Yeah, he sold me when he stopped doing consoles. He sold me all the cords that he had.
Nice.
He gave me way too good of a deal. I actually he he told me a number, and then I overpaid him. He was like, I think we said 35. I was like, well, just take 45. That was too good of a deal anyway. So
Oh wow. What did he say to that?
he was like, okay, fine. Because I already gave him the money. I was like, dude, just take it. So
Wow.
but
That kind of stuff does go a long way with people though that are solid.
I mean,
you're able to.
Caleb's the reason I'm right here where I am. So
Yeah, I was gonna say you sounds like you have a lot of stuff you model after what he does.
yeah. So how I got started was a Phoenix resale video. I
Yeah.
watched I got served a Cincinnati picker video, and then I went from him to a Caleb video, and that's where it started.
Oh wow. Man, way to
So-
go. Well, you're doing awesome, man.
Caleb's
trying.
channel grew so fast, man.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, but that's what I wanted to ask. What Steve's saying about the fast growth. I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
No, that's all I was going to say.
It's
Yeah, I was impressed by how fast it grew.
yeah, because he blew up. I think he's over. What is he at? Because I know last year was like 350. What is he? What like over 400, 500,000 now?
I think he's I'll look in a second, but I think he's around 450 or 480.
Yeah,
He's got the gift of gab, man.
yeah. Phoenix resale is at like 403. Okay, it's not as much.
I was
We
off
both
quite
thought.
a bit.
Yeah, but still, that's still really good. Because just in Houston last year it was at 350, so that's well over 50,000 in a year. But whenever you hit, okay, so once you finally got your channel start moving up, and then we'll close out after this. I'll finish up here because we're going quite a bit past what I normally do. So if you go, whatever you started picking up from that 600 when you shifted gears, and how long did it take you to get to 1,000? Like once it started moving, and then how long? And I know it's not just sub count, but that's proof that people are coming in. That's what I'm saying. And so
I
once
think
you got to that, how was it? How consistent was it after that? Like how did that
I think
flow?
I hit 1,000 last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was December of last year when I hit 1,000. I'm
Wow.
pretty
See, I
sure.
just hit it last month, so
Well, you're at what, 1,200?
yeah, almost 13, I think.
Yeah, I mean what is that, 20% growth in a month?
Something like that, I think.
So
It's
just
kind
keep
of
hitting
like I
it hard.
said on video November kind of slowed it down, so I'm definitely pulling back.
So it's everyone talks about like with eBay algorithm and all this. I could go on a huge rant about people's thoughts on the eBay algorithm, but the
All
thing
different
is,
views.
it's consistency.
Yeah, I agree. I do
You,
agree with that.
there's a reason I put out a video every single week. People know I'm going to put out a video every single week, and then if they watch it and people continue to watch it every single week, you get one more person. You get one more person to watch
That's
it
right.
every
Yeah,
single week.
and then you're building loyalty too.
You're growing, and then more people are viewing, and then it hits when it hits the YouTube algorithm. You
Yeah,
see it
that's
go
right.
like this,
You sure do. Yep,
and so it's just consistency.
that's right.
We post 15 or 20 items on eBay every single day. I try and do
Yeah,
with Amazon, it's a little bit more flexible, but I try and do 100 games a day for Amazon. So it's
wow.
just
Golly,
consistency.
that's crazy. Well, when
So
I used to trade, I used to do a lot of trading, like in the market, like uh, 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 golly, I just my mind went blank.
stocks.
Currency. I did currency and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I had a little local class I would teach, and I would see how it do good. The issue was it is mind numbing, and it's very stressful, and it's very easy to lose focus. And it wasn't for me, man. I thought it was. I love that kind of stuff, but I
Mhm.
did, and also I did. I got like in a year, I went from like 600 to 25,000, and then I got it because I was with a pretty corrupt company, and they took my money. So yeah, because it was overseas, and yeah, so they took all my money that I'd made for them. But anyways, um, one thing I learned from it is exactly what you're saying, was that steady consistency. Like even though you're talking about the algorithm, a lot of that is also almost like we're it's almost, even though it's real, there's also something in our mind, like it's us trying to understand how things are working. And so
Mhm.
same thing with markets, there are patterns that follow, and that's why people know when to invest and when to pull out. But the truth is that it's also almost fake. Like you can't really read that stuff. But what it does is when you keep trying, and that's why I like to do that with the algorithm, it keeps your mind sharp, and
Yep.
it keeps you growing, and it keeps you to keep trying to better yourself. And that's exactly how it was with trading. So I took that, what I did learn, and the areas I failed, I learned from that, and I've moved it towards this, and I'm still learning. But anyways, we're gonna roll out, guys. Was there any last thing you wanted to say, either one of you, before we head out?
Appreciate
No.
the time.
Yeah.
Definitely. And thanks for coming on, everybody.
Glad
Even
to
the
have you,
trolls.
Michael.
Yeah, even the trolls, thanks for coming on. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.
All
Thank you
righty.
guys so much. See you later.
Later.